Yeah, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the Aki. I'm preaching the truth to the four corners of the earth in sincerity. You understand? My name is Brother Yakal from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp in Trinidad. I want to say shalom. Right, so you know what this video is going to be? Signs of heaven. Right, because we know that the Lord speak about the signs of heaven. We know since the Passover, the Achiums cursing out this place, you understand, and causing all these curses to happen, and we're going into many different things right now. But let me just start over giving all praises to the Lord, because that's how we have to do things. So let me go into our precept here. Okay, our precept in the book of 2nd Ezra. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and I'll start from 8. Right, this is the Lord saying, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Right, so the Lord hearing the complaint of the men of the Lord hearing the complaint of the just. You understand? He hearing the complaint of his people, and his people cry out continually, because we curse out this place. Right, every Passover we send out those curses, and we send out the blessings for the men of the Lord, but we send out those curses most definitely, because these curses have to go out there for this kingdom to be destroyed. Right, we know that it's prophecy that this kingdom is going to be destroyed, but we curse it out. You understand? Just like the representation of Esau heel being pulled down by Jacob. That's what we're doing. We spiritually bringing down this kingdom right now. Right? And not to stray from the topic signs of heaven, but just to show you that since the Passover, you understand, a lot of things stirring up, and every Passover, you understand, we see different things stir up. Right? So I'm going to go to the book of Genesis now. This is the book of Genesis chapter 1, and I'll start from verse 4. Right, 14. And Yahweh said, the Elohim said, let there be light in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Right, so the Lord said, let there be lights in the firmament. And what are those lights? The lights are the stars and the moon. Right, you understand? Even the sun. But he said, let them be for what? For signs and for seasons. Signs are what? Signs are danger. Signs are distress. You understand? Because we see a lot of things happening. You understand? We see a lot of UFO sighting. We see a lot of blood moons. And we know that these things are not happening coincidentally. The Lord actually makes these things happen to show us signs. Because every time you see a sign in the heavens, right? Every time you see a blood moon or a sign in the heaven, something wicked comes on this place. You understand? The Lord sends something wicked on this place, so he warns us of something is going to happen. Right? That's why he say for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, because not only in those timing, not only in the ancient timing, but in our timing here as well. Right? Forevermore. The Lord says the same today, tomorrow, and forevermore. Right? That's roughly paraphrasing. But yeah, the Lord send us signs in the heavens all the time. Right? A lot of things you see in the heavens. Right? And this man, the moon and the stars, they are only one. They are just only one. Right? Let me get the book of Luke here. And I'll go to our article. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and 25. It say, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Right? So why would there? The Lord is going to send his signs. And then what comes after? Distress of nations. So it's not a coincidence, because I want to read something and then I'll come back into this chapter here. It's not a coincidence that after the blood moon take place in 2019, that all these things have happened just so on the face of the earth. I sure everybody remember the blood moon. Right, so I'm gonna go to that real quick. Right, it is saying here that the last blood moon on January the 20th of 20 January 20th to the 21st 2019, right, coincided with a super moon and the full moon, the full wolf moon, earning in the title Super Blood Wolf Moon. The next blood moon will happen during the total lunar eclipse of May the 26th, 2021. Right? So that is what they saying that the next blood moon is going to be in 2021. That is in May. Right? And that was when 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Right? So since this blood moon, which took place in 2019, what we seen happen? We saw in 2019, we saw the so-called C19. You understand? We saw a lot of things happen. Since that time to now, since that blood moon, when the Lord gave us that warning, and he gave us that moon for a sign, a lot of things happen in that time. Hence the reason they call it C19. Right? Because we know that in that time is when a lot of things had to happen. The Lord was giving us a warning. You understand that something was going to hit the place. And something did hit the place. And a warning for a lot of things too. Esau getting ready to come and push his agenda. Right? His new world agenda, getting ready to start it up. You understand? He getting ready to push his new world order on people so that he could come around with his great wrath. And we could get that too. But I'll hold that for now. I want to go back into the precept I was just reading. Right? And it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, right? And in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. So we see right now there is distress of nations. We see right now nations everywhere complaining of this thing. You understand? They bouncing around blame, but we know all that is just part of Esau's plan to come down with his great wrath, just to implement the RFID microchip, and the Lord gave us a sign. But to them wicked jakes, there is no sign. That's why the scripture say, a wicked and adulterous nation seeketh a sign, but there shall be no sign but the prophet Jonas. Right? And I'll get that in a little bit, but I'm going to go down into this. It's a men's heart failing them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Alright, and I would just stop right there for now. Because it's a men's heart failing them. You understand? They're being frightened. They don't know what to look for, because they don't know what is to come. So their heart feeling them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, because they don't know what's coming. And when distress starts to hit, distress is going to hit in abundance. It's not just going to hit once or and that is it calm down. The distress is going to hit one after the next after the next. That is how distress is going to hit. Right? It's going to keep coming. So expect something worse to happen right now. Expect them to come out and say something worse is happening right now, and something else is going to take place. Expect it, because the Lord already spoke about these things. And when it say men, it's really talking about the wicked 2/3. You understand? Because the elect and the 1/3 of Israel, they're not going to be frightened. You understand? They're going to be glad, because we actually were speaking about these things. The Lord put his spirit on the men of the Lord to prophesy these things into existence. You understand? So don't take it lightly that the apostles and the elders come straight down speaking about these things and then it's coming to pass. You understand? speaking about certain things and then coming to pass. Right? Do look at it lightly, like it just happening. Nothing is a coincidence. Why you didn't prophesy it? Right? Um right? And that will be it right here on that. Right, so now the signs of heaven that's happening right now, it's totally different. You understand? Because people seeing more and more UFO sightings than ever before right now, this time in here. And they don't know what to do. You understand? Well, I'm gonna get a precept. Get a precept in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 10, and I'll start from verse 2. Let's start from 1. It says, Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. It said, Thus saith the Lord, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. So what is being dismayed of the signs of heaven? Being frightened, being weakened and powerless, thinking that they can't do nothing about it, but they really can't. But don't be dismayed at it, don't be afraid of the signs of heaven, because the heathens them are dismayed, they confused, they don't know what it is. You understand? But the Lord actually warned us and told us what are the signs of heaven. You understand? The moon, the different signs in the moon, the different signs in the stars. You understand? The UFO sightings, all these things are signs of heaven. Right? And our next article here. Right? Yeah, there's an article here. Let's know. This is from USA Today. It's saying, to the top, it's saying, is this proof of UFOs? Filmmaker says clip shows object near Navy. Right, so I'll just go in and continue reading it here. It says, we can't ignore this. UFO sightings spark concern from more than just conspiracy theorists. Meaning that they are concerned now more than ever. They want to know, well, what is this? You understand? And what the precept saying in Jeremiah 10 and 2, it says, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed. Right, so let me go down into this a little bit. Right, it said the Director of National Intelligence and Secretary of Defense were tasked with creating the UFO report for Congress, expected by June. Right, because we know that there are a lot of UFO sighting, and these pilots and these navies, they're actually seeing it more than anybody else because they're out there, right? They're out there in space. Well, space. They're out there in the sky, right? And they're seeing that these they're seeing that these UFOs flying at a speed that these fighter jets cannot fly. They're seeing that these UFOs doing things that they cannot do. You understand? For instance, these UFOs speeding up and will slow down in 1 second. You understand? Do you know that a fighter jet cannot do that? 1 second, speed down, slow down. 1 second, they speed up. They make a whole circle around you in 1 second. They slow down. This is the power of the Lord. You understand? This is the power of the Lord, because nothing else could do this. And I was actually watching a video on YouTube where a man was saying that the human technology is nothing nowhere close to that technology of these UFOs. You understand? That's how they know for sure that something else is out there. You understand? But the elites know this. Right? The elites know that they know this, and they're still gonna push their agenda because it is already written. So the Lord say everything that is written must come to pass. And the elites know this. Right? So for our people, we are not to be dismayed. We are not to be frightened of the signs of heaven, in other words. We are not to be confused. We ought to know that this is the sign from the Lord. The Lord sending this sign. Because I just read in Genesis that he gave the moon and he gave all these other stuff for a sign, for the days and the times. You understand? So we ought to know this, and we ought to keep it up. You understand? Keep it in mind. Right? Let's see if I can read a little more in this. It says, when Daniel Dresner wrote about UFOs in 2019, he worried the column could tank his credibility both as a professor of international politics and as a columnist. But he said the evidence had been mounting for a while. Among the most striking, a video showing a Navy fighter jet locking into a mysterious target, streaking across the sky as a pilot, incredulously asks, "What is that, man?" You understand? What is that? Like, what is that? You understand? Like, he want to know what is that. Right? The video is authentic. The Navy has said without offering an explanation. You understand? Without speaking more about it. Because you know that they're officials and they will actually tell them not to speak more on it. But there is a report of a pilot speaking about it and speaking about that he couldn't catch up to it and he couldn't keep up the speed with it because it was speeding, it was going faster than the speed of light. Right? And we know that these fighter jets and all this stuff nowhere close to being like that. Right? So the signs I have on right now, we see it more than ever, is these so-called UFOs which are known as IFOs, because we know the chariots are the most high. Right? And in Jeremiah 10 and 2, it tells you that don't be frightened of these things. Now I want to go to the book of Luke. Right, go back into the book of Luke. This is the book of Luke chapter 21. And I'll start from and if I could continue from 25. Right, I'll continue from where I was reading 27. I'd say, and then shall they see, right, the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. So then you're going to see the Lord, after all these things happen, you're going to see the Lord coming with power and glory. You're going to see the Lord coming with his chariots, right, and his immortal body coming for his people. Right, so it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. So it's actually telling you to look up while you're looking up, because you're going to see the Lord coming through the clouds. And that is our redemption. That is the only way we're going to be redeemed from this place. Right? That is how the Lord is going to save us. Right? And it's a wonderful thing to witness the downfall of this place. It's a wonderful thing to see the heathens being frightened, because it's a long while now they have it coming. A long while now they're on top. The Chinese, all the other nations. It's a long while now they're on top. They're above us. Especially Esau, Edom, the wickedest thing that have on earth. Right? It's a long while now they're on top, and it's about time they get frightened by some signs. It's about time the Lord shake them up. You understand? Because the Lord said that the righteous blood complain continually. Meaning that the men of the Lord always complaining. They always, even these wicked jakes complain. Right? Even the nations complain. Right? But the Lord already looking at his people. The Lord already looking at his. They always complain. And why? Because Esau always put us in a position to complain. Right? So it's about time they complain. Let me see if I get a precept here. Just bear with me. Get the book of Ezekiel. Right, so I'm going to bring out this precept here in the book of Ezekiel. This book of Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. It said, the Lord said unto him, right, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark. So the Lord, as I was saying, it's our reason he said, don't be dismayed of these signs. It's our reason he said, look up, for your redemption draweth nigh. You understand? He wasn't talking about everyone. Let me see who he was talking about. The Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So, going back to the righteous complain continually, right? That talking about the men of the Lord, the men that sigh and that cry, right? That's speaking about the men that preach in this word, sighing and crying for all the abominations that being done here, because all the abominations we speak about. You understand? The so-called cure where they want to inject you with the RFID microchip. You understand? A lot of abominations, the wickedness that Esau Edom allowed to happen in this place. You understand? So when you see all these things happening, just know that it's the Lord's judgment coming down on this place. Don't be frightened, don't be dismayed. Right? Because it says you can just set a mark upon the foreheads of the men. And that mark is an exemption from judgment, meaning that you're not going to be affected by the judgment he's sending on this place. Because if the Lord will set that mark on you, then to hell with you, to hell with you and yours. Because if the Lord not protecting you in that time, or in any time, you're not covered, you're going to face judgment. You understand? Because a lot of brothers might think what they're going through is judgment. A lot of brothers might think, but some of us are going to be tried harshly. Right? Some of us are going to be tried hard. And that is not the same as judgment. Judgment is going to be poured out without mixture. You understand? Raw. Like a raw shot. Like when you take a raw shot and you drink it, bow. No chaser. Yeah. That's how judgment is going to be poured out to these wicked jigs. And to this place. The heathens, all of them. Right? That is how judgment is going to be poured out for them. Right? So hopefully this video was edifying. I want to say Kal Halayam La Alaha Yanawa. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Bashem Makakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the Aki and preaching the truth to the four corners of the earth in sincerity. The 102 faithful Aquas are listening and learning. Shalom.